What's going on, ladies and gents? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Lonnie from FlightSim Gaming. Today we're doing a flight with Latam Airlines, and we are flying from Medellín to a Colombian island, a nice, I guess you could say, vacation island in San Andrés, Colombia. This is a real-world flight, flown by Latam. Call sign up top there, Latam 4280. It's about a 2-hour flight or so. Looks pretty overcast here at Medellín at the moment, but we're expecting clear skies in San Andrés, so we'll see how the flight goes there. You guys have chosen the Fenix V2 for today's flight, as well as we picked North America or South America as voted by you guys. We have a lot of North American videos here on the channel, so I decided to go ahead and do a flight here in South America. Give it a nice little change, show South America some love. This scenery is done by PKSim, as well as the San Andrés scenery is done by them as well. They do a lot of Colombian scenery out here in Microsoft Flight Simulator. So we have GSX loading up, and let's jump inside the aircraft. Let's get things rocking and rolling. So I got GSX loading up the aircraft. What we'll do is I'll go ahead and power it on. So we're going to go ahead, battery 1, battery 2, external power, then nav, and logo and strobe lights are coming on, crew supply oxygen coming on, ADIRS can go over to the nav position, emergency exit lights will be armed, no smoking, and seatbelt lights are on. And I'll go ahead and spool up the APU. Now this is the Fenix V2 aircraft here. Definitely feels different. It feels very light. Even like taxiing feels a little bit different, as well as the brakes are all simulated differently in this aircraft. You know, it's going to take some time to get used to, but I think we'll be okay. Now, it is very floaty on landing, so we'll see how we do. My landing rate has been great with the aircraft. It's just it doesn't touch down right away. So we'll come over to the mass and balance tab. We'll go ahead and load the aircraft instantly. And the aircraft is loaded. We'll come over, clear some of this. Performance has been better in this aircraft as well. We're getting in the low 50s here with the FPS. Make sure that our nav data is accurate and current, which it is. As you can see, August 10th to September 6th. We'll come over to the ATSU tab, AOC menu, and we'll go ahead, flight init, and request. Perfect. Come over to the init tab here. We'll init request down here. Perfect. Today's call sign is going to be Alpha Romeo Echo 4280. Cost index by SimBrief is going to be 5. I'm cruising up 36,000 feet. Level 360. IRS unit will go ahead and align. Confirmed. Bada bing, bada boom. Come over to the init tab here. We're going to plug in the zero fuel weight. 56.7 and 31.4. 56. 0.7, 31.4, and block fuel we have 8,000 kilograms, so 8.0 on the block fuel there. Perfect. Come over to the flight plan tab here. We're going to come over to the departure routing here. We are departing off runway 01, and we are on the, let me just have a look at SimBrief or nav, my Navigraph charts there. It's the IBDAM 1 Alpha departure. And it's on the Nenis transition. We'll go ahead and pick that. Include that in there. The rest of the aircraft should be loaded in terms of the waypoints. But we'll come over to the arrival. And we are going to be doing the RNAV 6 into San Andrés. And we are on the TOSAV 2 Alpha arrival. A lot of arrivals for such a smaller. Go ahead and plug that in. Once our MFD turns on here, we'll go ahead and look at everything else. Perf tab here. Starting off of runway 1, it is dry. Load sync sheet. We're going to go for a flaps 1 departure. And we got 122, 140, 140. And it's going to be a flaps 1 down 0.2. Flex is 55 degrees. And that is all set in there. Already squawking 2000. Plug all that stuff in. Go ahead, lock the door. And what we can do is we'll have a look at our weather information here in Medellín. So as you can see, winds are variable at 2 knots. Visibility is 10,000 meters or greater. Scattered clouds at 1,300 feet. Temperature 19 degrees. Altimeter 1024. Come over here and we'll look at our departure here. First and foremost, we are at gate 4. Sorry, gate 6. I don't know where the real-world aircraft departed from. It's not showing on flight radar, but we're here at this gate, and it'll be, I guess, sort of a nice short taxi. We're going to go hotel to Alpha Alpha all the way down. That should be the standard taxi routing, and this is what our departure looks like. So we have our transalt 18,000 feet, which should already be set in the MSFS. And basically it's going to be just like an RNAV departure out of here. We do have a speed and altitude restraint at our first waypoint. It can't be no greater than 185 and above 10,500 feet, which we can do. And pretty much just a circle around from the airport and out towards Dennis and on out.
I'm doing good.
That should be good. Let me just double check here. We don't have a initial climb clearance. We just have a couple restraints. We have to be above 16,000 at Dennis. So what we're going to do is we're going to go up to 36,000 feet. UNH 1024. So what I can do is if we go, I think it's in the settings. Nope. Probably in the Phoenix tab here. So we'll go sim settings. I think it's Barrow linked, save default, config saved. We don't have to worry about that happening again. Aircraft is loaded, so there's our route there. Fantastic. QNH set. Altitude is set. We'll come back up top here. Fuel pumps can finally come on. Beacon light's going to come on. EP bleed is going to come on. And we can go ahead and request pushback. Forget everybody, if you're enjoying the content, smash down that thumbs up button. Greatly appreciate that. We got another company message there, so let's just make sure we get all of those cleared. We're going to go ahead, nose right, tail left.
Release parking brakes, please. Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at wing.
Did not get any wing view set in this aircraft since the update has been out. I'll make sure I get to it come the next video. Sounds are fantastic in this aircraft. They've done a really good job over at Phoenix, can't complain. Just the flight model's a little different. I don't know how that compares to some of the stuff out on X-Plane, but definitely the flight model feels great. Some things you got to work on with the landing. The aircraft just wants to slam on its nose after a touchdown, and like I said, it's a little floaty, so hopefully Phoenix will roll out their second block number 2, I believe they're going to call it, with this aircraft and address a couple things. But all in all, a great aircraft. They're coming out with a couple other aircrafts as well. A321 is coming out. And I believe an A319. We'll go ahead, engine number 2.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Two good engines. That's the sound I like to hear. Come up top, and we're going to go ahead and get the APU off. Wing lights can come on. Taxi lights can come on. Engine start switch can go to the norm position. Flaps 1 will be set. We'll arm the ground spoilers. And we'll make sure that our auto brake is set. Right is clear, left is clear. There comes that white dot. That white dot is a pain in my ass. I don't know about you guys, but I cannot stand it. All right, ready to go. Like I said, we're going to taxi runway 01 via Hotel Alpha. Hold short of runway 01. One thing I did not know Quito in Ecuador was a so handcrafted airport. I had no clue. No clue. We are going to be doing a flight from Bogota to Quito with Avianca. That flight, that'll be up in the next video. And we'll probably hang around in South America for a bit. There's a lot of good scenery out here that just gets no love out on YouTube. A lot of the Colombian airports, some of the Brazilian airports, you know, even in Argentina. So we'll make sure we show some love. Still no Panama. Still no Panama. I think it's Panama City. Tocumen is the airport. Mike Papa Tango Oscar. No scenery for that yet. That's a little disappointing. Anyway, takeoff config is normal. We're going to taxi Alpha all the way to the bottom. Mouse looks a little squirrely there. I do apologize. I am running 2 monitors now. I've always had 2 monitors, just never set up the second one. So, definitely makes things easier, especially when you're trying to read Navigraph. On a little bit of a decline here on taxiway Alpha. Very nice scenery done by FlightSim. It's not terrible scenery. It's not the best, but then again, you know, not many of the bigger scenery devs have done scenery out here in South America, so we appreciate everything that gets put out. The Quito airport done by Asobo is not bad. I don't know if they've updated the airport or not. I don't know how accurate it is. But I did not know, like I said, there was a Quito airport in the sim. I was always looking for Quito, you know, in Sim Market or in Orbex. Nobody had it. Barreling down the runway here, sorry, the taxiway here, 22 knots. A little fast, but whatever. I'm at idle. So we are going to shoot an RNAV approach into San Andres. It's not an ILS approach. Pretty standard, small airport. Also done by FlightSim. And then we're going to do Bogota to Quito. That will be in the next video. Quito obviously is the Asobo handcrafted, and Bogota is done by Double T, I believe. Had some issues with the installation of that airport. There are no install instructions, but for those wondering, you have to extract and then place the folder into your community folder. And I'll make sure we get some wing views. So yes, Fenix V2, a lot of mixed reactions with this aircraft. It's definitely, in my opinion, a completely different aircraft to fly. Flying it by hand in the air is fantastic. Flight model's great, but it's got a couple issues with landing. Alright, we're going to go ahead and even the brakes are ultra sensitive. Ultra sensitive. It's like it locks the brakes up. We're going to go Alpha 2. We don't need Alpha 1. That's for the bigger aircraft. Got all of our lights on, and we'll line it up. And we are out of here in the Fenix V2. So the runway lights are not centered. That's okay. We'll make sure we get as best centered as we can. And that looks good. Throttle's up to 50%, ladies and gents. Let's get out of here. Flex set. SRS auto blue. Give her a little bit of a pitch down there. Winds are calm, so it shouldn't be a hairy takeoff. Should be pretty standard. I don't like how the runway lights are not centered. 80 knots, check. V1. And rotate. Positive rate of climb. Gear going up. And we'll follow flight directors all the way through. Got a speed restraint, like I said, 185. Beautiful departure. Listen to those buzzsaw sounds, my oh my. We'll go ahead and we'll start our right-hand turn. Throttle's going over to climb. .185 on the speed. We are still hand flying this bad boy. And we'll keep her coming. We'll go ahead and start our right turn here. Now I just want to let you guys know I do not fly with a side stick. My goal is to get one. Haven't gotten one yet. I do use a Honeycomb Yoke. So it's different for sure. I have used a side stick. The Thrustmaster Airbus side stick. I love that one. I have used it. I just don't own one. So flaps clean. Ground spoilers are disarmed. Get the aircraft sped up. And autopilot coming on. All the lights are coming off. Fantastic. And we're going to continue on climbing out. Come to 36,000 feet. Flight level 360. And there's the airport down there. Beautiful, beautiful departure. Climbing over the hills here in Medellín. Yeah, all in all, a pretty solid aircraft. You know, I don't know what happened. You know, with the landing, how they thought that was okay for release, but for those of you that haven't flown it yet, the aircraft, the minute that the rear wheels touch down, the aircraft wants to lower its nose instantly, Ryanair style. So hopefully we avoid that on touchdown. I don't know what the trick is. They want you to cut the throttles at, I think, 30 feet. I cut them around 20 to prevent the aircraft from floating, but I do that in almost all the aircrafts. I notice when you cut the throttles at 30 feet, the aircraft just falls on its ass, so keep the speed up. Do it like that. Passing by 15,000 right now, and ladies and gents, I will catch y'all on the descent into San Andres. See y'all in a bit. Peace! What's going on, ladies and gents? Welcome back to the video. Currently on the descent, just passing flight level 210 down for San Andres, Colombia, that little Spanish island, Colombian island. So far been a good flight, can't complain. We are on the descent on the VNAV profile, and we are expecting the RNAV 06, and we are on the TOSAV 2 Alpha approach. Up Natty Graph, have a look here at our weather information. The winds are 110 at 5, visibility 9,999 meters or greater. Scattered clouds in the area, about 1,200 feet. Showers in the vicinity, as you can see the cloud coverage over top of the island there. Temperature 26, altimeter 1008. This is what the approach looks like. TOSAV above 4,000. We're heading to Nepit, or Nepit, and then Lviv. We have to be above 4,000. Transalt is 18,000 here, and this is the approach here. So we're going to be at Bogox. We're descending down to 3,000 feet, and then we'll follow the RNAV all the way in to the runway. Up in the aircraft here, 3,000 feet is set. We are approaching our Transalt here. I'm going to go ahead and pull up the speed brakes. More drag required. Come over to the per minute tab here. The descent page, the approach page is as followed. QNH 1008, 26 degrees, mag wind 110 at 5, barrel 573. That's going to be our minimum. (1008) on the QNH set. Set and set. Aircraft descending beautifully here. Go ahead and speed down to about 240. Should be an interesting approach. I'm not sure what kind of cloud coverage we're going to get. It's showing clouds at 1,200 feet, so we shouldn't have an issue getting visual. Aircraft is going to be a little bit floaty going down the runway. There's a bit of a bug also with the nose gear slamming down. We'll see what happens. But for the most part, it should be good. I've been having some issues with the simulator. I don't know if it's the aircraft, but I've actually had to restart the video because the simulator crashed twice. This is the third time I'm trying to record this flight, and this is all new. I don't know what happened. I've had this scenery. I don't think it's a scenery problem. The last thing that I did, I guess, upgrade or update was the PMDG 737. They had a bug with their pink textures on certain liveries, so they had an update there. I don't think there's any issues with that, but yeah, the scenery is kind of performing a little odd at the moment. I just completed a 14-hour flight not too long ago and everything was seamless, so anyway, let's see what happens here. Coming up on 14,000 feet, we're going to keep descending down. Speed brakes are out. Next flight is going to be from Bogota to Quito. Should be fun. Bogota scenery is going to be done by Double T, and then the Quito, as I had mentioned earlier in this video, I did not know Asobo did a handcrafted version of Quito, so we're excited for that. Looks good. Can't complain. Looks good. ILS follows smoothly. No issues there. I'm going to roll the speed back. Get it back to about 210. I know it's showing us a little bit high before we roll back the speed, but I just want to get it nice and prepared. This aircraft has an issue slowing down, I find, so we'll see if it does behave itself there. Speed brake will come out. We'll go 220 on the speed. Auto brake set to medium. You can see the island off to our right there. Beautiful little island. Coming up on 10,000, we'll turn our lights on. Wing lights can come on. The approach phase is activated, or VDEV is shown up there. Descending beautifully there. Get her back to 210, showing us 22 miles out. No wing views in this aircraft, ladies and gents. I do apologize for that. That was sort of a big deal going forward. I did not set this up in this aircraft yet, but we'll make sure we get it done. Speed brake's coming back out. $19 miles out. No need to go flaps yet. Put 600 there, and we'll watch the aircraft do its thing. Gonna go ahead flaps 1. And we'll speed check 190. Pull the speed brakes out again, just to make sure that we get the speed down. Below 200 there on the speed. I'm going to go ahead and managed mode. Final approach up on the FMC there. Let's see what the aircraft is going to do. It's been a little while since I shot an RNAV in the aircraft. Speed still not back down to 190. 10 miles out. We'll get the rest of the lights on there. We'll get the rest of the aircraft set up here. Speed staying at 200. Speed brakes coming out. Just feel like there's no drag in the aircraft at the moment. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, flaps 2. Six miles out. Go ahead, gear down. Laps 3. Arm the ground spoilers. A little off center off the runway there. See what happens. And we'll go flaps full. Four miles out, just in time. All right, we got gear down 3 green. Flaps are full. Our brake is set. I'm gonna go ahead and take control of the aircraft. My aircraft, we're getting a little off center there. So I'm gonna make sure that I take control of this. All right, showing, I think it's showing 2 whites, 2 reds on the PAPs there. Let's get us back in business. 1,000 check. Gotta make sure we get the aircraft down. So we got nice headwind right now, but the aircraft feeling really light on the approach. Showing 4 whites.
100 above.
Feeling really light on the approach. Continue. A little bit of wind gust there. Still showing 4 whites. Three white, 1 red.
$40, $30, $20, retard.
See, it's a little floaty there. Let's get her back down. Bursts out. God. That was not good at all. That was not good at all. 70 knots check. Well, we're here. We are here. Not the greatest approach. Brakes are really sensitive as well. That's just a little bit of braking there, and you can see the aircraft all over the runway there. We'll exit off over here. I don't know what the feet per minute is. Go ahead, clean up the flaps. Looking for stand 2 right here. Not the cleanest approach. Looks like we're going to crash right into the jetway here. I don't know if this is a GSX problem or if this is a scenery problem. I can't even see anything. Brakes are so sensitive. I'm gonna go ahead and park it right there. Parking brake coming on. We're waiting for the APU. APU available. Go ahead, APU bleed. Turn the rest of our lights off here. Cut both engines. Let's see what GSX does.
Deboarding requested.
Looks like it's not going to use the jetway. We're going to use this. That's okay. Anyway, ladies and gents, I don't know about this aircraft at the moment. It's just not. It's good, but it's like they went backwards with the flight model. I don't know. That whole approach looked very squirrely. Aircraft felt really light, really light. So, anyway, we're here. We'll do another flight with Avianca and the Fenix A320. We're flying from Bogota to Quito. Stay tuned for that one. Hope you all enjoyed this video. Don't forget to smash down the thumbs up button. Subscribe to the channel if you have not. And I will catch y'all in the next video, ladies and gents. Have a wonderful week. Take care. Peace.